What's Next, everyone, where we are living our passion at any age. We're going to learn more about AmeriCorps in Minnesota, how Serve Minnesota works, and then how you can join an organization that's serving future Minnesotans while getting paid to do what you love. My guests tonight are Audrey Zucker, CEO of Serve Minnesota, and Georgette Johnson, AmeriCorps member and Reading Corps tutor at Hobart Elementary in St. Louis Park. Thank you both for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
I look forward to hearing more about this. So let's start with you, Audrey.
Okay.
You've been with the program since 1994, a long time. Congratulations.
A long time,
Yep.
yes.
Were you here when it was started by President Clinton?
Actually, I started in '99, 5 years after it started.
Okay.
But still a long time.
All right. Okay, then. And then you were also Pollen Midwest AARP's 50 over 50 in 2017. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
That means you're doing important things
Thank you.
in the community. Okay, so let's talk about Serve Minnesota and then how it works with AmeriCorps. I think when I think of that, I know of AmeriCorps, Peace Corps obviously, then AmeriCorps, but how does Serve Minnesota, what does the role play?
So we serve as the hub for AmeriCorps in Minnesota. And we have to exist in order for Minnesota to have AmeriCorps programs. We give grants to organizations to run the AmeriCorps programs, and we make sure that they're successful. That's our role in the state.
Okay, so we have a map of Minnesota.
Yes.
And people can go online, they can find this map just in case they're wondering about what's happening in Minnesota.
Yes.
But when you click on it, and then I got to see the individual different programs
Yes.
Throughout the state. So how does that work?
So it's our job to understand where AmeriCorps service can make the greatest difference. So we have a research and development team that does research around what kinds of solutions can AmeriCorps members really deliver on the ground. And then we work with partner organizations like Reading and Math Incorporated, College Possible, Habitat for Humanity. They actually administer it, but we make sure that what they're doing is measurable and helping Minnesota move the needle on really problems that need to be solved.
Mm-hmm. Now, you also have part of your program is called Research and Analysis. Tell me about that.
Yes. Well, what we figured out is if you're going to use AmeriCorps to really solve unsolved problems, the only way you can do that is to make sure that you are applying research to actually get results. So we have an R&D team where that is their job, to help us continually look at how you get results and make sure we marry the people power of AmeriCorps with how you get those results. We're constantly evaluating and continuously improving everything that we do, work with external researchers to evaluate what we do, and now we can prove that what we do actually makes a measurable difference for the state.
Yeah, so then as you look to develop new programs, so what new problems or challenges are you trying to solve across the state?
Well, initially our work was really around education, so we have over 1,200 AmeriCorps members right now focused on education. But right now the newest problems we're working on is helping Minnesota respond to the opioid epidemic. So we have an emerging recovery corps that's helping serve as recovery navigators to make sure that people stay in recovery as they're giving over their addiction.
Okay, so Georgette, I want to start with you now. You have been working as a Reading Corps tutor at Hobart Elementary. So tell me about what you first do when you see your kids.
I greet the kids by going to their classroom. I pick them up, and then we are fortunate enough to have a room for our tutors. And so we go into the room and we sit down, and I ask them how they're doing. If it's a Monday, how was your weekend? And then we spend 20 minutes working on the various interventions based on their age and their skill level.
Oh, so what are the ages that you work with?
I work with kindergarten through third grade students.
Oh, how fun is that?
That's wonderful.
I bet it is. So tell me a little bit about that. How did you, have you had any challenges with the program? And this is what year is this for you?
This is my third year, and I've worked at Peter Hobart all 3 years. Yeah. So the challenges mostly are bringing students into the program who are kind of skeptical. They are not confident. And so what I try to do as a tutor is to help them build that confidence of their reading skills. And by working every day with them for roughly 20 minutes every day, and getting to know them and choosing various interventions, because all of them don't work on the same interventions based on their skill level, and making sure that what I choose fits what they're doing. And so those are kind of the challenges for me with the students.
And then the rewards are sometimes getting to meet parents, right?
Oh, the rewards are definitely to meet parents. I've had parents hug me and tell me how great their kids, how much progress their children are making because they've worked with me. Many rewards are watching the confidence level of the children that I work with. They start off and they're not confident, and then all of a sudden it's like, yes, I can do this, you know. So yes, those are the rewards. And seeing them go from, if I can give you an example, I have a student who was extremely emotional about not being able to achieve the target goals. And just this week, that same student, his accuracy rate improved by 80 words per minute.
Wow.
So that for me was a big plus, and for him as well.
The reason you should become a AmeriCorps tutor is to do something that you never thought that you could do. Be somebody's hero. Hi, I'm Steve. I'm a AmeriCorps tutor, and I'd like to show you a little about my day. Average day for me, I always walk through the office, talk with our secretarial staff in there. Good morning, everybody. How we doing? And then head back to the AmeriCorps office.
Hi, Steve.
Good morning. How you be? Often, Sarah, my co-tutor, will be there, and she and I will talk for a bit. There's all of these things built in to support the tutors. You're not just going through training and then here, go off in the deep end, see you on the other side.
Good morning.
Coaching is a real central part to our program and what makes Minnesota AmeriCorps so unique.
And line division is one of those concepts that students tend to struggle with. So
Members have both an internal coach, which is the day-to-day support for them, any specific questions you have in regard to the curriculum, and then our master coaches are really here to help support on the more programmatic level in terms of curriculum.
the program itself is so structured that they find success in being the AmeriCorps member because of that level of support.
After you.
AmeriCorps members can come in and provide this wonderful service to students and really make an impact.
We're going to take our base 10 blocks, and we're going to take 3 and put them in each one of our circles. We use manipulatives, these little blocks that you can literally play with. When we count by, we go like this: 3, 6,
9, 12.
Some people with these math concepts, they can't get them if you just talk about it. But if you show them, you give them a model to play with that they can work with their hands, that helps them out. I'm going to take away this one, so that is basically 30 minus 3, right?
And it gives kids an opportunity to figure out how to solve problems differently. It's not your traditional methods, it gives them options on how to practice that. And again, it's that intensity of having that time with a AmeriCorps tutor.
Seeing a student when they get the concept, when that light bulb comes on, especially a student that struggles, I can't really describe that feeling outside of, it's a sense of pride, it's a sense of accomplishment. You feel the elation that comes with that. That makes all the training, that makes it all worth it.
How did you find out about this program?
I went online because most school systems have reading tutors and math tutor positions in their job postings. And I started off wanting to work in the school system or with education because I wanted to be close to my grandchildren. And so I was very fortunate to be hired by Reading Corps. The only thing is, being in St. Louis Park is not the same school district where my grandchildren are, but it's the best decision that I've made in a very long time to stay to accept the position and to accept the position at St. Louis Park. So I'm very pleased with that.
So if somebody is watching here tonight, what would you say? Like, come join me, and you know?
I would tell people that to love children and to watch them, to watch what you do every day working with them, and you see the results at the end of a week or at the end of a month, and you see how much progress they make. The one-on-one relationship that you build with children is something that I look forward to every day. So it's great.
So they get benefits and you get benefits.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
great. So let's, Audrey, so why would a 50-plus person want to join AmeriCorps? Because there's all kinds of opportunities.
There's all kinds of
out there, right?
opportunities. I think there's probably several reasons, but one would be it can be a chance to explore an encore career. can take some time off and serve your community for a year or two, and then use the education award that you get to further your own education or start another career. The other would be post-retirement. It's a way to find a meaningful way to continue to be involved in your community. I recall an air traffic controller who was retired, and he was telling me that the first few years he had fun just kind of getting together with his buddies and drinking beer, but that got old pretty quick. So then getting involved in his school as a tutor really turned his life around and gave him the kind of meeting that he was looking for. And then I think another reason to get involved is just that chance to give back. And one of the benefits, and I don't know if you're doing this, Georgette, but you can transfer the education award to a child or a grandchild if you're 55 or over. So it's a way to give back to the next generation. Several reasons. And beyond that, there's some very practical things too. You do receive health insurance if you serve full-time and some part-time positions as well. Do get a modest living stipend, so that can help, and that can be as much as $14,000 a year if you're full-time. So those are other benefits that come with doing it.
Georgette, are you doing that? Are you giving your benefits towards your grandchildren?
Yes, my granddaughter started her first year of college in September, and the award went to her that I have. So yes.
So very
and
nice.
I have a grandson coming that I'm going to hope that I can have something for him as well.
Yeah, because I know that people online were asking me about that question because they hadn't heard that that was available to them. So you can get paid, you can get health benefits, and then you can defer to your grandkids.
Exactly.
I think that's awesome. So in case you didn't know, and we did just talk about that, designating the money for your kids or grandkids, but also on top of that, again, when AmeriCorps was started, what were also some of the other things that have been beneficial out there? I think Habitat for Humanity is part of this?
Yes, Habitat for Humanity. So we have programs that address housing, has employment, and as I mentioned earlier, we really have a cradle to career focus on education. And then the other services, like we're working on recovery and addiction, so public health issues. Environment is another one. We have a program that people can serve at doing that.
Do you have to have a teaching degree to be in this program?
You don't. The beauty of it is that the training that's provided and the supervision that's provided, you can really do this as long as you are willing to do it. You have a high school diploma at least. Some of our programs require a little bit more, but because the training is so thorough, a lot of people need to just remember to not be afraid. For example, we could teach somebody to be a successful math tutor even if math isn't something that they think they're good at. So to not let that stand in the way.
But some people are obviously very good at math. So
some are very good.
They're happy to help.
Yeah.
So, and then are you looking for all ages? I know that recent college grads, you also encourage them to check you out as well?
We look for all ages. It sort of breaks out to be about a third and a third. A third recent college grads, a third re-entering in mid-career, and then a third that are retired or in the baby boomer age. No upper age group. And I think we have folks that are actually maybe even in their 80s. So
as long as they can,
as long as they want to do this and can do it and make a commitment. The commitment is significant, at least 18 hours a week, and then up to full-time if they would like to do that.
So public schools and then other, what entities besides public schools are also being helped?
A lot of community organizations, a lot of community nonprofits have AmeriCorps members serving with them. So a long list.
It's a long list, and it's a long list for you.
Exactly.
How do you keep on tab of all the things that are going on?
Well, fortunately, we have a lot of help to keep on top of everything that's going on.
All right. Well, thank you both for joining me so much and for taking all the information that we needed to. How do people get in touch with you if they're interested in
It's easy. Just go to our website, ServeMinnesota.org, and there's a listing of all of our programs. And if they're interested and don't find a specific program they want, just leave an inquiry and we'll get a hold of them in person and help them make a decision.